Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Chaffee here. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes. Thought I'd start off today with a little news development from yesterday. I'm showing you the surface map from back on Sunday, January the 15th, when we had a very intense coastal low that developed well east of the Delmarva Peninsula. It really didn't have much impact in the weather across the Northeast and northern mid Atlantic states, but the National Hurricane Center yesterday announced that this system was actually a subtropical storm. And they'll be releasing a report on this probably in the next couple of months. So, just kind of interesting. The first tropical cyclone of the season, well, we've already had it. It was back in January. So when we get to the first named storm, it will actually be the second tropical cyclone of the season. So we'll lay that aside now since we don't really have to worry about that. And talk about today, where temperatures did well. We topped out in the middle and upper 80s. We even had one or two spots that touched the 90-degree mark. One in particular was Newark International Airport that got to 90. It got to the upper 80s around New York City. It got to the mid 80s across Long Island and through a good chunk of southern New England and even into southeastern New England away from the coast. We had temperatures that reached up into the middle 80s. So it was a very nice, more like a late spring day. And as we look ahead to what's going on tonight, we've got severe weather across Texas into Oklahoma, severe thunderstorm watches up there, along with flash flood watches up south to north through the central part of Texas and into southern Oklahoma. Also in a few counties in northwest Mississippi and southwest Minnesota. The yellow, that's a tornado watch. And we've had already numerous severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings there. And as far as heat, we actually have heat advisories up for the Pacific Northwest coast. Meanwhile, here in the Northeast, the only thing we have to worry about is maybe a little bit in the way. There's some air quality issues, I believe, in parts of southern Pennsylvania, yes, and into south central Pennsylvania. And that was just about it. We've been dealing with the sort of smoky haze that has been coming down from the wildfires up in Alberta, Canada, and you can thank the Northwest Flow for this. It seems as if the smoky layer had diminished some today, quite a bit actually. We don't have that milky view on the satellite. It seems to be minimal. But you see how the flow of the clouds are running from northwest to southeast, and that northwest flow is going to really be the dominating pattern in the upper atmosphere for the next week or so. And that is good if you like dry weather because it's going to suppress any weather systems that are coming to the east. If you take a look, you see the rotation that is back, the well-defined rotation that is back in Nebraska, and the thunderstorms that are developing ahead of it in that sweeping arm that extends from there south down into Texas. Well, it's moving northward. And what's happening is we're getting little breakaway disturbances that are moving east across the Great Lakes, and then they slide southeast. And for the most part, the bulk of any rain is going to pass generally south of northeastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, New York City. It's going to move south of that line I just indicated. And as a result, most of New England certainly is going to be dry this weekend. And even in those areas that get some rain, it's not going to really amount to too much. There are two disturbances that are going to be in play. The energy that's in the west can't come east because of this northwest flow. Here's what the radar looks like. We've got actually some scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms popping up in parts of Maine. Meanwhile, we have some showers and even some thunderstorms around the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley, scattered down into the southeast, and they become more numerous in southern Georgia. Also, back in northwest Alabama down through Mississippi. This radar view, by the way, is as of 5:37 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're watching this with regards to any kind of severe weather, make sure you go to weather.gov and get the latest weather information. Look at all the tornado warnings that are up right now in Nebraska, and you can see that curl there. That's that rotation that we showed you on the satellite loop. And we also have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings back from Oklahoma right into Texas, particularly west and southwest Texas. And that's going to continue for much of this evening and into the first part of tonight. Enhanced risk up in Nebraska, and you kind of no surprise there, considering what's been going on with respect to the thunderstorms and the tornadoes. We have a tornado watch up there. 2 severe thunderstorm watches, one that extends from Oklahoma into north central Texas, and the other goes further south into West Texas. Not a whole lot happening, though, as you go further east. It's all the energy seems is concentrated right now in the Central Plains. Rainfall forecast for the next 7 days. And again, 2 systems that may bring a little bit of rain, and perhaps also we've got a cold front maybe for later Tuesday night. That might bring a shower or thunderstorm when that goes by. But much of the northeast and northern mid-Atlantic states, we're talking about rainfall amounts well under a quarter of an inch, and in some cases, no rain at all. And of course, you see the big rains that are being indicated from Texas up into Oklahoma of several to many inches on top of what's already fallen in the last couple of days, and also in the upper Mississippi Valley back up into the northern plains. So let's set you up for this Mother's Day weekend. For tonight into tomorrow. Here comes that first disturbance that we were talking about. You see it has a little bit of shower activity in southern Pennsylvania and into Virginia tomorrow morning, southern New Jersey, southeast PA, and then it just sharply cuts off as we go through the afternoon. It picks up in the radar expands a bit during Saturday afternoon. So if you're north of that line, you're going to be in much better shape. Clouds, yes, and then the further north you go, the more sun you have. Further south you go, again, you're going to have to deal with some of that rain, and that goes out. Sunday, Mother's Day, high pressure builds down from Lake Superior, and we've got a northerly wind. It's going to be a nice day of sunshine. Temperatures mostly in the upper 60s to low 70s in the northeast and northern mid-Atlantic states. And then the system for Monday has now gotten much weaker and goes much further south down into Virginia, which means that Monday will probably be dry. And then you see there's this cold front that approaches Tuesday night with maybe a shower with that when that goes through. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, nice and sunny, seasonal temperatures, maybe even a little bit below average for Wednesday and Thursday. And then the high goes out and we start to warm up for Friday and start off next weekend on the warm side with another cold front and maybe some showers and thunderstorms late in the day, Saturday into Saturday night as a cold front moves on through. So overall, as far as spring weather is concerned, you've heard me say very often how spring is probably not the nicest season of the year in the northeast and northern mid-Atlantic states, particularly when you have to deal with the marine flow and onshore winds and the curse of doom and gloom. Well, we don't really have that happening anytime over the next week or even a little bit longer than that. So anyway, we'll touch this all on Sunday at 11 a.m. on the Joe and Joe Weather Show. So be sure to tune in. Happy Mother's Day to you moms out there, and a happy weekend to everybody.